Let's start about kind of like this event today where it's 2 days after Daniel Smith addressed the Chamber of Commerce. So I guess what do you think you're taking out of this today in addressing the small business owners here in Lethbridge?
Well, I'm really grateful to the Chamber of Commerce for putting this together on very short notice. And sort of happy that we got almost as many people as the Premier did with 2 days' notice, which means that the people in Lethbridge and small business owners in particular, are really interested in thinking about how we can be better, how we can support business better, how we can build the economy better, how we can craft and underscore great jobs better. And that's something I've heard across the province. But here in Lethbridge, it is, I can tell, a city of entrepreneurs. A lot of people who are creative, who are innovative, who are trying new things. From retail businesses to agri-food to high-tech to biosciences. It's all happening here. And I'm really interested that so many people in the business community are saying, you know what, we can have a better government that supports us better.
I know last time Daniel was down, she mentioned about the by-election. She kind of threw it at you. I know your response was, it's been 9 months, or it was 9 months before she found a seat.
2.5 years.
2.5 years, sorry. And then again, on Wednesday when she was down, she again threw it kind of at you. So I guess in response to calling a by-election, what do you have to say to that?
Well, look, the Premier's got the power to call a by-election. She's had since July 1st to call it. It's very clear why she's stalling. She wants the election to happen when there are no students in Lethbridge-West to vote. It's pretty cynical. It's pretty wrong. And for an excuse, she's trying to blame it on me. But here's the thing, Premier. If you want to create a vacancy for me by firing one of your underperforming ministers in Calgary or Edmonton, I'm happy to run. Meanwhile, Lethbridge deserves an MLA who knows Lethbridge well, and Rob Miyashiro's that guy.
And I'll probably ask the same question to Rob, but in terms of what would you say to residents who live in West Lethbridge who have been without representation for the past almost 5 months now?
This is what the UCP does, right? The poor people of Calgary Elbow, the UCP refused to call a by-election there because they knew they were going to lose. And so they were without representation for many, many, many months. And the people of Lethbridge West deserve representation. Shannon Phillips was a terrific representative, and just call the election already. We've had our candidate nominated for almost 3 months. They've had their candidate nominated for almost 2 months. And all this stalling just to try and get students not to vote is just not worth it.
So Albie and Harold, we've talked quite a bit in the
course,
last
hi,
couple
Al.
months, So are you guys going to be keeping a close eye on the referendum in the Crow's Nest Pass on November 25th?
Oh, it's November 25th. I didn't know the
Yeah.
date. Yeah.
No, I thought it was.
It's coming. It's in the
Yeah, I
next
thought-
week or so.
But
Well, it's really interesting, right? Because I don't even understand why this referendum is happening, but we know that the people in the county around the town are universally opposed to this mine, and that's where the mine is, right? It's not in the town itself. Of course, we'll be watching the referendum closely, but we also have to understand that these kinds of projects have a much broader impact. In this particular project, it's not that we're opposed to coal mining in general, but this particular project and how it impacts the watershed, how it impacts the agricultural industry in southwestern Alberta, that's why the farmers and ranchers are up in arms about it. It has an impact way, way, way beyond the town limits of the Crow's Nest Pass. And Albertans have been very clear in their near universal opposition to this project.
Landon Hickok with bridgecitynews. I guess why don't you tell us about what's so special about addressing the Chamber of Commerce and what you're looking forward to before the by-elections come?
So really, the by-election is a chance for people in Lethbridge West to give their protest to what the UCP's done in the last, not just year and a half, but the last 5.5 years. If people have concerns about what's going on with this government, their chance is now to protest it, to send an NUP MLA to the legislature on there's a number of issues. It's a matter of representation for Lethbridge. It's a matter of people being heard, right? They know that we're not going to take government, and they know that, but they do need someone that listens to them and is going to push their interests forward in Lethbridge, and that's what it's all about, is making sure we're well represented in Lethbridge West.
I got you.
Great to meet you. I have very recently become a subscriber. I was advised
who is still on council. Is there any bit of a conflict there between his work with City Hall and his interest in the province right now?
Well, I don't know if it's a conflict as much as he has more divided loyalties between municipal and provincial, whereas I'm in the not-for-profit sector. It's a little bit different. I know that it probably would have been. It's a different kind of politics when you're a candidate and you're sitting in municipal government and you're applying to go to a next level of government. It's where I think people in Lethbridge West need to ask themselves where the loyalties lie. Is he out for the interests of Lethbridge in his job as a city councillor, or is he wanting to look at moving forward the government's agenda? Because as a UCP candidate and possible MLA, his ability to have his own opinion, limited, super limited to what he can say and do.
I mean, kind of the process of the whole by-election, I think, has taken longer than everyone was maybe assuming. I guess when you're out, maybe door knocking, talking to people, are you hearing any frustrations from people that they don't have representation now, and we're almost, on the 5-month mark?
They're definitely wondering when the by-election is going to take place, and some really thought it was going to happen by now. And on the other hand, unless you're politically engaged, it's a by-election. And so I think part of our job when we're on the doors is to really educate people about that political process and that a by-election is happening. And again, the same things I just said was it's a chance for them to lodge their protest vote with this government if they're not happy with the way this government is running things.